Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You may not know who I am. Some of you do, some of you don't. But allow me to introduce myself nonetheless. I am greatness incarnate and then some. I am the DJ who's always playing the broken record, who's always keeping you in the loop, but whose mouth is always ready to shoot. I am the host who keeps it the most lit, Iron Batman 96. I got a quick question for all y'all. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen to? How do I make money from my podcast? And the answer to every one of these questions is really simple as it can get. Anchor. Anchor is your one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match with great sponsors and who want to advertise your podcast. That means you get to pay to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. Imagine that now. Alrighty, folks. Yo, what's going on? It's the host who keeps it the most lit, Iron Batman 96. Start off with my first episode and my first podcast of The Broken Record. And all I gotta say is thanks for stopping by and tuning in. That's where I definitely want to get started. I want to just thank all of you who have been following me on YouTube for these past 3 years or so. I know I've been gone for like half of that time frame. Right? But I mean, I do appreciate the fan base I've gotten so far on my YouTube channel. And I'm hoping to just keeps growing and then some. So let me just get that on and out the way. So where to begin with this little podcast? Because I did not come in empty-handed. I got so many subjects to talk about. I think we'll start with the first episode. And the first one that we need to talk about is you want to become a YouTuber. If that's the case, here's where you truly begin. Alright? So buckle up, get your shades, get your squad hard, because boys and girls, we going on patrol. Oh wait, snap, because y'all about to be ready talking to me I'm like, hey, yo, hold up, Batman, where your shades at? But nah, jokes and memes aside, though. No. I think we should start with the beginning as to where I've been at, okay? Let's start with how I became a YouTuber and how I've gotten where I'm at so far. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just like, it's still something I feel like everybody should know. No. So, okay. I've always had a major passion for gaming and whatnot, and it was like around the time frame when Overwatch came out. I want to say like a year after it initially came out. I was obsessed with the game and everything. And I'll never forget this one time I had like this one stream this is the stream where I ended up meeting Plaz TTV. You can follow him on Twitch. And, that stream, he was kind of like, literally, I didn't know how to work Twitch that day, so I literally lost my version of the stream, but because I was playing the healer, but but it's like, Plaz kept his section of the stream, so, no, it was good. I did a reaction video on that on my channel and everything, like, a couple years, about a year and a half ago, maybe, I don't know, but one thing I know for certain was after a while, that stream and that night when we were just like grinding our asses off, getting win after collective win, all that grinding that we did in the game, it felt like in all that team synergy and everything, we just like added each other, and then it's like, that's what kind of got me into like, okay, look, I gotta captivate moments like that. Yeah, because that was moments like that stood out the most, and nobody would never know how strong that game was but us. So that was when I was just like, screw it, I'll just make a YouTube channel and then just post it on there. And, that's pretty much how I started. And eventually I started just collecting all footages of my gameplay. Keep in mind, majority of my videos up to a certain point, I want to say up till the Moira video, there it was. Up to the Moira video, that was when all my other videos were done on my phone. And I was rocking like an iPhone 4S at the time so you can already imagine, big ass fingers and shit. And I had to edit and cut and stream all with my little fingertips and shit. It was not easy to do. But I got the editing done and everything. As time passed on and I was making video after video, and all that with like a small phone, 16 gigabytes on and shit. It turns out I had a passion for video editing and whatnot, maybe broadcasting as well. In actuality, I just figured, okay, hey, I could do something like this. And, I kept doing it for a while. And then once I got my computer fixed up and everything, I did the Moira video, and I just started doing everything on my computer, and everything just started flowing and meshing all together. That's what I mainly did. But this isn't just about me. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel. Do you have to do what I do? Hell no. It's anything but, okay? First things first, one thing I will say is this: you need to have commitment to it. It's commitment. You can't just cop out when you feel like you're not getting exactly whatever you need out of it, okay? That was the thing. I ran into a couple of the friends I came across when I was doing these gameplay videos. They were YouTubers like me. Man, they actually did pretty good stuff. I mean, all that. We were always like neck and neck behind each other when it came to like videos, views, freaking subscriber counts and whatnot. No, it was just like, we were like on Dr. Dre shit. Hey, when he was like starting NWA, if I would. Hell, it was just like, we weren't really doing it for like the money. We were just doing it for the fun of it. And, eventually they kept on going on like that for a minute or two. If anything, I want to say within the time span of a year. The time span of a year, that was when, my time span of a year had went by since I basically around like started and everything. And that was when I got like, basically a year start from the time I started my YouTube channel. I got my first 100 viewers. And I was told from like my other YouTuber friends, they were just like, dude, you got your first 100 viewers in like a year? That's something, because it takes like almost like 5 years to get 100 subscribers and whatnot. I was like, seriously? I had no clue. It was just making content. And I was just having fun. I rarely recognized if I got some, I got some. And that's one thing I will say. Where do you truly begin with it? How do you start with a YouTube channel? So, here we go. Start off point. You gotta have vision. You have to have vision start to finish. You just basically have to have content on your brain. Does it have to be top quality content? I wouldn't say that exactly. It's just whatever you deem funny or whatever you deem cool to just post up there that you feel like people would want to actually want to see. That's what I feel makes for good content regardless. Now, for me, it's like this. Initially, when I was doing all this shit, I was mostly doing it alone. Minute collaborations here and there. Nothing too serious or anything too major. I mostly did everything on my own. I did the editing, the directing, the producing, and it's a chore. Let me tell you, editing the most is literally the biggest chore. But it's like, it pays off when you learn how to do it, okay? So, starting with step one, when it comes to a YouTube channel, do you need like this fancy setup and whatnot that you see all these other YouTubers, like, I don't know, I'm just naming YouTubers names like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, or even iDubbbz? No, you really don't. No, you just get a basic computer, a webcam, and whatnot, and you just do whatever you want on, if you would. And it's just like, shoot, it's like, in this day and age, in 2020, sorry, in this day and age in 2020, you can literally just go ahead and straight up just do it all on your phone. Whether you have an iPhone or not is almost next to irrelevant in this day and age. As long as you just got a smartphone, you're set. But other than that, it's just like the main gist of it, though, is to just consistently keep doing what you're doing. You just literally want to just have fun with it. And I don't know. I'm more of a shower, not a teller. So I don't. In some cases, I feel like this podcast thing isn't for me. But it's like, I feel like it's still something I could do. Because like, I feel like it beats like just sitting there having to edit a video, just to like showcase it all in one setting and whatnot, because I feel like I just get too easily distracted by it. But talking about it, I could just like go any way with it, and eventually somebody will catch up with the points that I'm stating. But start off point, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be this person that gets all the right answers or this makes everybody laugh. As long as you got like some person that actually enjoys what you're doing, I feel like that's important. Okay, I feel like that's extremely important. So let's go with step 2. You've made your YouTube channel. You've possibly, and I don't know if I'm stepping over a step or two, but just you've somehow made it to the editing stage. So there's a bunch of editing software out there, whether if you choose to pay for it, whether if you choose to get it for free, torrent it, yada yada. It doesn't matter what you do. You just got to learn how to use it. That's the critical important part, okay? So for me, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can think of that's like where there's a lot of software that I've come across because like my old man's a techie, so he's just like literally it's like he's an almanac. If I ever want, I'm like, hey, where's this at if I wanted to do Photoshop? He's like, oh, get this, or this, or where's this at if I wanted to get video editing? But 9 times out of 10, I'm more of a okay. Hey, I don't always just like go to my old man for help. It's not that I don't mind his help. It's literally just I want to do it myself. Like this is something I want to do. I want to go out there and achieve it. So I'm gonna go out there and do it my damn self. You know, you gotta learn to like sprout your own wings and fly with the thing. Hey, okay. The editing stage is probably like the biggest stage that you want to do because it all depends as to how much you want to do and what you want to show off. Keep in mind what you deal with it is this. You always got Windows Movie Maker, so I mean that's already like an editing software that everybody knows. Short, sweet, to the point. Oh, it comes with like next to every single computer on the planet. I'll say this much though. It's like after a while, it's just like anybody can do it, but it's just like after a while though, you're gonna want something a bit more like advanced. Something that's not too like hard, but like just like right there where it's like okay, so easy a kid could do it, but at the same time it also gives you a challenge because you can just like create stuff from scratch and you're like, oh, I didn't know I could do this, but I just figured out how to do it and it just worked anyway and it worked like that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I kept doing that like literally I did that all on my phone. If I were to count up all my Overwatch videos, and I think that was the thing with my Overwatch videos, I named them like names that they was like nicknames that I just gave myself because whenever I played these characters, this is what I was. But if I were to list all the videos that I did on my phone, it would be the Genji video, the Mercy video, McCree, shoot. No, I feel like there's one more missing. I just don't know what. But yeah, there was a McCree video, and then there was also one that I did with Plaz back before he was like starting up. He was just like, he was just known as Timeless to me, but it's like he still kind of is. But it's like at this stage I stopped mentioning it because like all right, everybody who follows me should already know who the fuck Plaz is. That's just some real shiz. But what you got? Bastion v Bastion. I did that all on my phone. Zenyatta, there was the Zenyatta video. That one was like a 30-minute one. I don't know how I did that on a 16 gig phone. I used to like had all this footage and I was just like, oh snap, this is like 30 minutes. It was like, well, I mean, it's not that bad. It's still Overwatch gameplay. It's not that bad. But what you call it? Out of all of it, it's just like I don't know. It's a commitment type thing. You want to just like go with everything that you do. You don't want to stop the flow of energy that you got going on. As far as editing goes, it is probably the biggest pain in the side that you were ever going to deal with as a YouTuber. I mean, if you choose to say, okay, I don't want to do the editing, but I do want to do the but I do want to do like the directing and producing, saying, could I find somebody else to edit for me? Yeah, sure. You just need to find something like literally. It's no different from like it's no different from like going to driving school to learn how to drive. You literally just find somebody. Sorry. I'm yawning a whole lot and I overslept throughout the past day and a half. Anyway, but what you call it? You literally just find somebody else who knows how to do it. Who would just like, is just as much as the next guy, if not better. So it's just like, if you find somebody else who already knows how to do it, they can teach it to you, or they can just do it for you and you just literally let them know how you want to do it and what sets it out compared to the usual way that they do it for everybody else. For me, I tend to be like very meticulous. I don't know. So, starting point. Let me just help you out, folks. I'm not like this person who's completely perfect. All right, I'm not. I'm autistic. All right. I've been diagnosed with age 11. I've never really thought of it as like a weakness or anything. It's just more of like I don't know. I see the world differently than others, and I feel like that's like something most people don't know about me. And the reason why I feel like they don't know that about me is primarily they never ask. And it's like, like literally I've gone, you'll never know how many times like people at my regular 9-to-5 jobs have found out about it and they were just sitting there like, how come you never told nobody? And I'm just sitting there like, no one ever asked. I was like, I can't tell you if you won't ask about it. It was just like, they sat there kind of like worried because it was like, well, I mean, how do you ask into that? And I'm just sitting there like you just ask into it normally. Like, without some weird shocked look or without freaking like looking like you just said something wrong or extremely messed up to somebody. It's just like, it's just a simple question. Just depends on how you word it. But yeah, no. For me, it's just like that. Yes, I've always had visions left and right where I could just like do something and whatnot, and it just kind of like stood out on something. And I just always thought, nah, maybe it wouldn't really work like that. Nah, maybe this wouldn't work. Or I don't know. It just come to me left and right. Man, I'm really just yawning left and right. I'd be tired. I'm working on my YouTube channel and this, and then on my regular job. But anyway. But for me, I always just felt like this. When it came to like my editing and whatnot, I will get back to the main point here. When it came back to my editing, I felt like I could never really get somebody else to do it for me because I felt like they would never fully understand exactly what I was working with here if I told it to them. I'm more of a shower, not a teller. So I think what made it like so easy for me to pick up on the editing and whatnot, on the video editing and just like making my own YouTube videos from scratch and everything, was just literally okay, this is what I want to show. And it's like literally when I found out how to like do editing with like almost any and every software I get my hands on, I was like, oh, well, okay, then that's cool. Well, shoot, well, this will be easy because now I can show them what I want to do. And sure enough, it worked in spades. Sure enough, it worked in spades. I literally couldn't understand how it worked, but it just freaking worked. Now, you as a YouTuber, you mainly want to always realize this, and this alone. I feel like this is the important part. You're not going to always get, like, a bunch of views. You're not always going to get, like, the good comments. There's always going to be somebody that either hates you for your stuff or whatever. Keep going. Keep going forward. Stop worrying about something that isn't there in front of you. If it's not tangible in front of you and for you to grasp right then and there on the spot, you're worrying over nothing. Okay? Like, you don't have to be the very best at it all. Okay? I mean, like, for me, my mentality is literally based off of, okay, look, if it happens, it happens. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to die. Like, literally, I could, like, if I got famous one day on my YouTube channel and I started making money off of YouTube, I'm going to keep it realistic. I wouldn't go quitting my job like all these other YouTubers. I'm not doubting them or anything. If they got the mentality to do it, they've got content to put out for days. I could actually roll with people like that. But it's like at the same time, I couldn't just keep doing it left and right all over and over and over and over, because eventually it's just like, okay, hey, in order for me to make ends meet, I got to keep putting out content almost next to a weekly to daily basis, in my opinion. It's just like, that's the thing. You sit there on silent mode and it's just like, that's all it is, and the money stops kicking in to some degree. Plus, like I mentioned, YouTube as we get stingy. YouTube's been getting very stingy lately. I don't care what anyone says, but hey, that's me, myself, and I. But yeah, as time passed on, I started realizing the difficulties in Overwatch. You know, Blizzard likes to make team-based games, and is gaming. Everybody don't like working on a team. Everybody like to showboat. Everybody like to be the number one, and 9 times out of 10, not everybody can be the number one. So yeah, you start seeing the toxic side of people. And, it was starting to get hard collecting gameplay footage because it's just like, not especially for Overwatch. I felt like for Overwatch, it wasn't getting fun for me and my squad anymore. It wasn't getting fun for us anymore, so we're starting to kind of pack it up. It was like, okay, the videos were starting to get a little bit more fewer and fewer. I'd say probably the biggest project I did was Oversary Project. And it was it was an homage to the anniversary event for Overwatch. Second anniversary and whatnot. I was like, this game has its ups and downs, but it was actually pretty fun. And it was the biggest collab I did for on the Xbox. Truth be told, I didn't care if the gameplay was from people who played Xbox, PS4, PC. The main goal was to just show the unity this game could bring to people. It's still a fun game to some degree, but would I go out my way and just go making videos left and right forward still? Nah, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I kind of still am. I'm working on one of them in the middle of it. Got my boy Hellsing singing on it. Got my boy Glass on it. But it's just we're not exactly in a full-on rush, We're not in a full-on rush like everybody. I feel like that's just the thing that was bothering the hell out of me. But, where to begin on that one? Another thing we need to talk about out here is this. Becoming a YouTuber, you definitely want to create deadlines. Deadlines are definitely a critical plot point, because I will say this. Now, if you're rocking a team, your deadlines are to maintain your team. Okay? You want to show leadership. The deadline is basically... Look, I won't say it's non-negotiable from start to finish, okay? Okay, you got to be understanding to some degree. You can't rush art, but at the same time, you still got to know who's fully in and who's fully out. The deadline kind of shows you right then there who's fully committed to the cause and who isn't. You know, it's like if you say, okay, let's say a bunch of high school kids start making a YouTube channel, together, like one's in charge of editing, one's in charge of making the thumbnails, one's in charge of directing, the other one's in charge of producing. And it's like, it's still like, they still in school. Keep in mind on that, okay? They're still in school and everything. So it's just like, their everyday life still continues on, where they got homework, they got their own problems, etc., etc. It still gets the job done. But it's like, your deadline is what's going to make or break you at the same time. Now, if you're doing it by yourself, there are two types of deadlines you need to be aware of, okay? Those first, and it's like this. You have the main deadline and you have the micro deadline. The micro deadline is basically, okay, hey, here's what I really want to do, but in the worst case scenario, if this does not happen, a week and a half later, here's where I want it to be. That's where I need this footage at, okay? Prime example, let's say you have I'm just throwing a random holiday out there. Like, let's say you have a video set for Christmas, okay? You want to get it out on Christmas Eve, but it's like worst case scenario, it's like, okay, look, let's at least get this done before the new year kicks in. And that's kind of like that. That's how it really truly is. Okay, the micro deadline is just to like speed people up. And in some cases, you literally don't tell people it's the micro deadline. You literally have to just be like, okay, look, I want this by this date. It sends them in like a somewhat panic, but it's mostly more of a like okay, hurry up and go get it mode. Hurry up and go get it in mode. We got this many days until this kicks in. And that's pretty much what it really does. If you're doing this with a team, it gets them in motion. But if you're doing this by yourself, it mostly gets you in motion. And I know what you're thinking, Iron. If that's the case, why are you if you set a micro deadline for yourself and you already know what the real deadline that you want is, why exactly follow it if you already know what you truly want out of it? And all I gotta say to that is, it's to truly motivate you. If you're really dedicated to the cause and actually being a YouTuber, no matter what you are, finding your passion and you want to like actually show people off to, and you want to show it off to people and whatnot, you set that deadline so that you know exactly what you want. That micro deadline is to let you know how much progress you've gotten within that time frame. So if you said, okay, in the next 2.5 weeks, shoot, I'm just spitballing it here. It's like, today's like what, the 15th, right? Yeah, today's the 15th. No, today's the 13th. Scratch that. Today's the 13th. And I said, okay, I want to get my next video out by the 20th of May. Okay, that's 7 days. But in actuality, I want to get it by the 27th or the 28th, right before the month ends. Mainly the main goal though is to get it before June. In those 7, and it's like in those 7 days, you want to look at where you're at. So, and then it's like come the 20th, that's basically showing, okay, where am I at so far to where this video is completed to my standards. That's literally what the micro deadline is for. Or it showcases what you have so far. And then it's like, basically it's saying, okay, I've earned the extra deadline because I'm almost done with it, if you will. It's basically a progress check. You check and see where you're at, and it showcases exactly what you're dealing with. It's crucial that you know this, because who else is going to freaking tell you? I'll say that much. No one is going to tell you this stuff but you. And if you're truly like a leader, or if you're truly committed to like doing what you want to do, that's something important that you really need from start to finish. It truly matters, okay? It truly matters. Going back to the story, as soon as the Overseer project comes to an end, I just honestly just went off the grid for a while. I went off the grid. I dealt with some extra store BS going on in my life. There's definitely toxic and negativity, but I mean, hey, everybody puts up with that at some point. But, the main gist of it all, I felt like was, when exactly were you just gonna, get back in the game? There's nothing wrong with taking a break every now and again. I'll say that much. You have to deal with your own situations. You have a life outside of that thing. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. You got your own entire life outside of a job, outside of school, and damn sure outside of YouTubing. Okay, there's no roundabout on that. Do what you have to. It was just like I put out videos on like a fewer scale, just like less and less, but it was just like I still got the job done here and there. Eventually, me and the boys got tired of doing videos for Overwatch. It's like if we did it, then it's like okay, hey, we did it, we just got it done, and it still come out officially, even though we saying we tired of it all. But it's like eventually I wanted to find something new, and in the whole majority hiatus, I mostly was getting into voice acting. I'll never forget the experience I did. I want to say around like the freaking, kind of like right after I did like the whole year of being a YouTuber and whatnot. After doing the whole entire year of being a YouTuber, that's when I went to Stockton Con. It's basically an anime convention and whatnot. Now that goes on in Stockton, California. I got my mom, my sister got tickets for me to go, even though they didn't go with me. But hey, I still made it work. The ironic twist of fate was I forgot my camera, so I could have recorded the experience and actually put it on my YouTube channel. But it didn't matter. I think the biggest experience I got to go through was actually just like seeing this big ass community and people and whatnot. Even though I was just like by myself, I still got to roll like and see a bunch of people, meet celebrities and whatnot. I even got to meet Veronica Taylor, like the voice of Ash Ketchum, and I got her to sign on my copies of Pokemon. I've been rocking Pokemon Blue since day one. I still got it. She signed my copy of Pokemon Blue and Gold. I'm just like, hey, it's lit. Just saying, man. You meet Ash Ketchum / April O'Neil from the 2000 Ninja Turtles cartoon. That says a lot. But yeah, it was actually a pretty fun experience. I took a lot of pictures. I mean, majority of everybody who knows me seen them on my Instagram and shit. Pretty dope. But for me, it was a pretty fun experience. And then that was when I got to interview Veronica, and I had to ask her like where'd she start her voice acting career, because I was always interested in it. I was always dope how like everybody could voice all these characters. And I was like, man, I want to be like that. I want to be like Ash Ketchum. I want to be like freaking freaking Mac and Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I want to be like Ed and Eddie. I want to be like the people who like voice these characters. These people are like dope. I'm wondering who does all this. This is like incredibly insane. And she eventually just told me about Casting Call Club. That was where she truly started her career. And it was like, and sure enough, it's been like 20 something years for Casting Call Club. Okay, that's the thing. You had people like Cree Summer, who plays the voice of Susie Carmichael from Rugrats, Number 5 from Kids Next Door, or she's done a lot of characters. There's Penny from the Inspector Gadget cartoon. That's how old I am. I'm 24. Or okay, so miss me with that okay boomer crap. I'm 24. I grew up on half of this stuff. Growing up as a baby, I missed me with all this. But yeah, anyway, enough of the judgmental talk. But what you call it? This was actually like a kind of a riveting experience to actually know that it was just like, no, I was a normal person, and I just like back then I just started online. I sent my audio feed in the email, and it's literally I got I got something in the mail saying, hey, we would actually want you to come down and record these lines, and then we'll be had to choose you for the character. And I was like, oh, okay, hey, and as time went on, I kept trying over and over again to do the whole voice acting thing and all that. Keep in mind, during the midst of this hiatus, that's when I met, I came across my boy, Deft Owl Gaming. You should follow him on Anchor. He's also on here on Anchor, Deft Owl Variety Hour. Feel free to hit him up. I actually used to help him podcast on Anchor. That's how he actually introduced me to this app. He actually introduced me to this app and everything. And that's also when he got me my mic, because we were going to just like do it via computer. Turns out we couldn't. Yeah, shocker on that, considering how compatible this app is for letting you bring your friends in. But yeah, that's when he gave me my mic for my computer, and I kept on doing my voice acting thing. And in some cases I got shortlisted, some cases I didn't get the part. I'll never forget this one time I got chosen I was basically shortlisted for a dating sim game, And it was basically a hop, skip, and a jump from getting chosen, only to find out I got replaced by some dude who worked at Funimation. I wasn't completely mad, but it's just like, how do I put this? It was the equivalent of like some dude who basically had an Aston Martin V500, and he literally just said, "Hey, can I drive your clunky Toyota?" I'd be like, why would you want that? You have that. You have a luxury car, and you're telling me you want to drive my crap. It just doesn't make no sense, but okay. So yeah, definitely not a confidence booster. So, after a while, it just kept on going onward and onward, where I was just like, practically invading my channel and everything. I didn't shut it out or anything. It was just like I still had the urge to like create content, and it didn't matter if I got views or not or whatnot. It just mattered if I could just still create. It wasn't a matter of the issue or whatnot. Eventually, I started trying to offer my services for hire, and business. I don't know. I feel like you got to get yourself big in order to do that stuff, but you can still like offer your services regardless, as long as you like put yourself out there. I feel like that's what truly matters the most. But overall, I'd say the biggest thing that kind of like just caught my eye was when it was just like I still wanted to do the whole voice acting thing, but it was just like it was so annoying how I never got picked. It was like I always kept doing the paid jobs, I kept doing the free jobs. It was just like Lord Almighty, it's so hard to get picked. I feel like that's just like the thing. It's like, I get it though. You can't be picked all the time. I know that for certain facts. That's just how the cookie crumbles. But it was just like, it wasn't exactly a confidence booster that I wasn't getting picked at all for any of these projects. It was really kind of like irritating at one point. So that was when we entered year 3. Yeah, I want to say year 3, which would be this year. Yeah, it's around this year. Because, I started my channel back in 2017. So it was like, like I said, man, it was like everybody was shocked when it was like, oh, okay, I got 100 views. And it was like, I got 100 subscribers in less than a year. Because like I got all 100 of my subscribers in the beginning, because I'm currently at 132 or 34. Long story short, I got my first 100 within the first 7 to 6 to 8 months. Scratch that. I want to say 6 to 8 months of me doing it. So right before the year ended, right before the year 2017 came to an end and came to a close, that was when I just racked in 100. And I kept getting so much praise from everybody that knew me, because they were just sitting dude, getting your first 100 subscribers usually takes about 2-3 years, some cases 5, but you got it within a year, so that must mean you're doing something right. Right, and I was just like, oh, seriously? I had no idea. I was just doing what I wanted to do. I was just doing what I love. And I felt like that's important. It was I felt like I wasn't really looking at it. It was if it went up, I was like, oh, cool. It was a boost to my confidence. And it's because people looked at my shit. They looked at my shit and they actually enjoyed it. Okay? It was just how you put yourself out there. Now, let's talk about 2019, because 2019 was quite the year. It was quite the year for everything. We had a lot of cool movies and everything. A lot of anime came out, everything and kicked in. But I'd say 2019 was the year where you got to see me do the biggest thing ever. And that was go to FanimeCon. FanimeCon is the biggest thing that happens out here in San Jose, in California. And since I've lived in this city almost my entire life. Okay, came here at the age of 6 or 7 from Modesto and all that. I've been living here since. And it was just I always wanted to go to FanimeCon. I just never had the chance, never had the money. And it's I didn't know where it was. Well, that's just for the majority of my life. And it was when it finally kicked in for me, that was last year. Last year was the Silver Celebration. 25 years they've been doing this for 25 straight years. I was just damn. And to think I actually got lucky to go. And it was dope. So I took my camera this time. I was just hold up, I'm not forgetting the camera. I'm not going to live this experience. I did forget, I didn't get a chance to talk to, the voice-acted celebrities, because, they had Chris Pratt-Sin, they had Aya Hirano, they had the dude who played Archer from the Fate series, the Japanese voice actor, Chris Pratt-Sin was, the only English VA that was there. I'll say that much. He was the only English VA that was there. We're just it's not that bad, because, when you get the OG ones, that's better. Honestly, truth be told, though, if I actually could redo that day, and if I wanted to talk to any of those voice actors, it would definitely be Aya Hirano. I would love to freaking talk to like the voice of Harvey, because like I think the biggest question I'd ask her would be, he'd be like, what was her whole reaction, her whole like how it was recording like the Hateful Eight episodes, because it's like that's like the biggest controversial set that goes on in like the Haruhi anime. One sec, getting a little dehydrated talking. Okay, much better. Much better. But yeah, it was still great. It was like, you know, I still got to meet like a bunch of people who were just like into the same stuff I was. I was like, you know, if you see my YouTube video, FanimeCon, the Lit Like 96 experience, it's still like what you go. You know, it's like what you go in is what you get. Yeah, it felt like it was realistic to go through it. It was just like, shoot, when I was just shooting the video and everything, it's like and it's like the day, and it's like, you know, the event was over and all that. I literally had like not one, not two, but damn near 10 people ask me for like my autograph and all that. I just like, I felt like a celebrity there, and it's like people didn't even know who I was, but it was like that. I think that was just like the beauty behind it. You just like appreciate the little things, and it's just like, you know that I felt like that was something that's critically important in my book, because it's like, if you don't appreciate the little things in life, then and stop starting over the big stuff, and you're just going to stay stuck your whole entire life. And now enter probably what's known as the biggest phase in the YouTube industry that I'm currently doing. I'm talking about nothing but voice acting. So here we are, year 3 of the YouTube channel, and this is what I've been doing. Now, keep in mind, I've always had this whole thing. My whole thing was to always just go into voice acting, and I always just said to myself, screw it. If nobody will pick me, I'll do it my damn self. I'll pick me, and I'll be the best at what I was. Because growing up as a kid, I've always been told I had a great voice, but it's just like, you know, doing this voice acting thing, going on a casting call club, it's not exactly what you'd call a confidence booster, especially as somebody who's like autistic and whatnot. It just kind of feels like downer on you, and you're just like, okay, damn, am I not good? Is that what it is? But you know, c'est la vie. Stupid freaking gaming chair. Anyway, I think the biggest thing for me, you know, as I was hitting about, you know, it was about to be in January. You know, I was just like, man, I want to do more for my channel, but I just don't know where to go. And that was when I was just like, okay, screw it. I got the mic. I know how to edit. I've been doing it for like 3 years straight, and then some. I've just been doing it nonstop. Maybe I just need to change my directive. Maybe I just need to change what I'm doing per se. Maybe, just maybe, I should just like I've been wanting to get into voice acting so much. It's like, all right, let's look at and I was just like, I sat there, and I said to myself, what can I do to actually make my own little voice over projects? I see people do it all the time. Just find an initiative and do something. And then it's like, you know, keep in mind, freaking 2018 hits, and so does Doki Doki Literature Club. And one of the many things Doki Doki Literature Club is known for is how, other than being a majorly fucked up game, is literally the mods. And I was just like, you know, what I love about these visual novels is that they tell great stories, but sometimes they're not always dubbed, or they're dubbed in Japanese, and nobody really dubs them in English. It takes forever for them to get an anime, and, you know, I just sat there and I was like, you know what? I can do this. Screw it. Let's go with this. So I started doing my own thing. Started, started taking some of the mods from these YouTube content creators. Keep in mind, one of my big things about being a YouTuber, and I cannot stress this enough, if you have a team or if you collab with people, always pay credit where it's due. Always pay credit where it's due. Do start to finish. You ask for their socials, you ask for their freaking you ask for the YouTube channels that they got any, they streamers or whatever, you make sure you just hit them up for it, and you make sure you let everybody know who they were, and that you couldn't do this project without them, because that's just fair, okay? Everybody trying to make it. It's like like everybody's trying to make it. Even when you by yourself, you're still doing it with the team, okay? That's something you really gotta go for. I feel like that's something you should really go out there and seek on your way there. That's crucial right there, okay? I'm sorry if this all sounds a bit roundabout-ish and probably just like it's just like, it's so much I want to talk about, and I felt like this was probably like the perfect outlet to just get it all off my chest. And because then, like, I guarantee you the next time I'll probably have like more organized and more straight to the point. But it's like, I feel like this one is, get there, take your time and everything. But yeah. So I was just like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take like these DDLC mods, and that was when I came up with the Doki Doki Dub, and that was or the Triple D as I call it. And that was when, and sure enough, the pitch is actually in of itself pretty flawless when you think it over, because like everybody loves everybody loves playing and watching these DDLC mods because they're really good stories that they tell within them and whatnot. But sometimes it's just like, it's a bit better if you just like there's always that one moment where you got to turn away from the screen and you're watching it on YouTube, okay, and it's just like as soon as you turn for like 2 seconds, you miss like a whole page and a half of dialogue. You're just like, shoot, now I gotta rewind it. And on top of that, I don't know where I was beforehand, because if I think it over, it's like I don't know how much I gotta rewind and how much I gotta go and how much I get to stay ahead. So now I'm just back at square one. That was when I just said, screw it, I'll dub these. I'll get a team together. And we'll start dubbing these. All I need is just to find people to play my MC. I could do it, but it's just like, for now, I'll just find somebody who can, just in case, because I still didn't have the confidence for it. And that's the thing. When I look on it now, considering like the videos I'm currently doing with my team, I realized that like everybody hits me up, and everybody's always telling me I should like do more voice acting. And I'm just like, I don't have the confidence for it. That's why I voice the side characters or the minor characters that nobody would really notice too much. It's like they still notice my voice, but at the same time, it's like especially when it's like I come across all these people that can like do all these accents and do all these changes with their voices and monster voices. I'm just like, okay, what can I do? I could narrate. Make no mistake, I could actually narrate something, but it's just like, that's all I got in my back pocket. I really don't have nothing like going for me. I could hire a voice coach, but who has the time or the money for that, So I just said, screw it, let me just go on my way, and I'll just start slow, baby steps. And I feel like that's crucially important in any industry that you go into. So, yeah. I think it's time we talked on this project that I did. So the first one I did it based off of this one YouTuber / mod creator, and he goes by the name of Combo Dev. There goes that fidget. Anyway, he goes by the name of Combo Dev on YouTube. I recommend following him, okay? But one of his famous series was A Week with Yuri. I'd say that's one of his famous mods, because like it's a 6 episode, scratch that, 7 episode series now, because he finally came out with day 7, and just barely came out right before freaking barely came out right before I put up the first video for our Doki Doki Dubs. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that one. Like by the time we getting started with like by the time we finish episode 1 and we're getting started with episode 2, that's when he releases episode 7. I'm just like, about time, dude. It had been a year and a half since he freaking it had been like a year and a half since he started that series, and everybody was just like stuck on day 6. We're just like, when's day 7 coming out, dude? You did all this other mod stuff, and it's like, we happy for it, but we still waiting for day 7. We want to know how it ends, bruh. But yeah, so we started with dubbing with that. So keep in mind, the Doki Doki Dub project is literally like, on my YouTube channel, it's literally a project where me and my team, the Sound Squad, dub any mods. We go around like searching for any and every mods that we can get our hands on. We just like bring them to life with our voices, okay? That's the critical plot point. We don't just stick with like one YouTuber just to mooch off of him or whatever. That's the thing, I like giving credit where it's due. So like whenever I put on the video, I'm just like, hey, follow the OG modder / YouTube creator, support the official release, because it's just like, it's like, keep in mind, they're the ones who made this video. We just dub them. That's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. Just short, sweet, and to the point. Because it's like, nobody likes their work taken from them and made for their own. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, look, we like to just bring our videos to life. It always been a thing when I was watching these DDLC mods. It was just like, man, why don't you just hire a team to like voice them and whatnot? And I was just like, I always kept quiet on that. I kept quiet on that idea because it's just like, that's too much right there. Let me just do that idea my damn self. I'm doing it myself. It was so annoying. I was just like watching and I just missed a page of dialogue or so. So I just kept on going and doing my own damn thing. And sure enough, it's been working so far. So, what you call it? I think it's time we talked about my cast. So, I've done this before. I've talked about this before on my Twitch stream, and you'll know it. It'll just be like, I think the title will be called "Let's Catch Up, Folks" on Twitch. You can follow me there at IronBatman96, yada yada. But yeah, I was playing Borderlands 3, and I was explaining how I met everybody in the Sound Squad. So, but I'll do it here for the sake of people on Anchor. I met everybody there based off of what I did with the project, and I literally made the pitch on YouTube. So now it was time for me to bring it to life with Casting Call Club. And sure enough, I was just like, okay. And I was just like, I was back in my usual game. I was back in my usual A game. And I said, what exactly do I want to do? What exactly do I want to do with this project? When do I want it done? And I was like, screw it. Let's get it done by Valentine's Day. It was like we're basically in the last week of January. Valentine's Day won't be for like another week and a half, so it's like almost 2 weeks, three almost max. I'm just like, all right, screw it, I can make this happen. And sure enough, I get a team together. Only took me days. Like literally, first day I got Onion Queen, and she was the voice of my Natsuki. So with her being my Natsuki, I literally just like she applied for both the role of Sayuri and Natsuki. She was really good with both of her characters, okay? She was really good with both of her characters. That was the thing I loved about her. Or she was just like really good with it. She liked playing like the bratty characters and whatnot, so it's like both characters fit up right up her alley. I was just like, okay, look, you're definitely going to be my Natsuki, but it's like I'll probably keep you shortlisted for Sayuri as a worst case scenario. I still want to give everybody a chance. Still want to give everybody a fair chance here. She was like, I will take what I can get. There's no harm, no foul, no complaints. And it's like, she got a good head on her shoulders. I like that. I like her work ethic. She's literally just like headstrong and forward. I want to say it took me like 2 or 3 days to probably find my Sayuri. I went through kind of like a couple. You can't keep all of them. Some are like one and done. Some will actually want to stay and see what other projects you got up in your back pocket. As far as Sayuri went, I probably got what was probably damn near like a famous YouTuber by the name of Proxy Moron. She got like 800 some subscribers, so I'm just in there like, she's more famous than I am, I'll say that much. I was just like, I don't know how the hell you got there, but it's like, you gotta teach me your tricks. But yeah, she's a talented one, I'll say that much. She's pretty damn talented. Like, I loved her Sayuri. Like, her Sayuri just like knocked me out the park. It was like full on energetic, bubbly as hell. It's like she even made like the most depressing line I had on deck, like full of energy and life. I was like, I'll admit it was too much for that one line, but other than that like you just killed it. I can't, like, I'd be stupid. I think I have a natural knack for like scouting people in most of these projects I do because it's just like it stands out a bit. It stands out a lot when you got like a whole lot of stuff going on in your head, and it just kind of like clicks. Like, okay, this is the person for you. Because one time I edited a YouTube video for somebody. Okay, they need like a video editor. It was a Mario 64 Machinima, and it's like I have that on my YouTube channel called a client list. It's a playlist I got. It's basically whenever I edit people's videos and whatnot, I just like list all the videos that I've done. So it's like in case like they want to hire me as like an editor for hire, and I charge money for them, they know exactly what I'm capable of doing and what I've done. I've done it all by myself. Hell, this is all me. And as while I was editing for this one person's video, I was just literally like, I was looking at the casting. I was like, okay, pick this person, pick that person, pick this person, pick that person. And they're just sitting there like, yo, dude, this is my video. I'm just sitting there like, okay, fine, fair enough. It's not like I'm editing it or anything. Like, God forbid I'm trying to do something like get you views or followers. But, yeah. I think it's, honestly, when I think back on it, that's pretty much what led me to just do it all naturally on my own. And, it only took me like 2 days to come across Proxy Moron. She played the role of Sayuri just for like, she was like the one and done, but still though, she knocked it out the park. She was really good. She was like really, really good. Can't even get mad at her for leaving. It was like, she left like a lasting impression on me. My MC came about like another day and a half after that. And he was voiced by Cameron Miller, VA. I recommend looking him up. I recommend looking him up on Discord and Casting Call Club. He's really, really good. Like I'll never forget that. He was like 2 episodes in, but it's like, the first episode, he just knocked it out of the park. Like literally, his auditions were like so good. You just like, if you gave him a line, he'd do it up to like 3 times, occasionally 4 or 5 if it was like short enough. And he'd do it in so many ways. Where it's like you never thought a line could be said. You never thought like a set of words could be said in certain emotions or certain tones and whatnot until you come across this dude. Now that's how good he was. And you could just like mix and match and play with him. So it's like I like this one. I like this. I'm like, oh, that's like a line like, oh, that's good. Good. He could say like he could say that like 4 times, right? And you'll be like, I like the O from number 1, but number 3's that, and number 2's good, are what I also are aiming for. So it's just like I'll chop it edit and then mix and match those 3 and it'll just come out like fantastic. I'm just like, yo, that's perfect right there. That's perfect. It's like that's the beauty behind this dude. You can just like have fun with his freaking. You can have fun with his auditions, and just like edit them back and forth, and it'll just come together so beautifully and flawlessly. That's the beauty behind it. And then let's see, my Monica, Charlie Charcolt, or Chocolt, or I keep forgetting how to say the other half her stuff. Long story short, if you've seen her, she was the voice of Monica and everything, which BT dubs. She's going to be in this next video I'm working on, by the way, folks. She's back in action. She's feeling better and everything, so it's good to have her back. But yeah, she pretty much killed Monica. She pretty much killed the role of Monica and everything. Nothing I can really say too much on that. Really can't. She does pretty well work. It's not much. I mean, like, what you got? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So she's already good. I think out of all the actors and actresses I needed, especially not Luigi, didn't really take long to find because he was actually a friend of Onion Queen's. So that when she told me like, hey, I have a friend, he's also interested in voice acting. I'm just like, all right, give him the lines, and then just like, give me his audition. I'll see. If I like what I hear, then he's in. Simple as that. And then sure enough, she gives me the audition, and I'm just like, okay, I'm like, he's perfect. He's got the voice and everything. It's like I can tutor him from scratch. If he's never done this before, I can tutor him. He's a gem in the rocks, though. It's hard for me to like miss. But out of all the actors, Fighting My Yuri was probably like the hardest because I had to like wait for so long. We're like so close to the freaking deadline. We were so close to the deadline. But we were so close to the deadline. I didn't think we were gonna find a Yuri in time. I was trying to like everything. But lo and behold, as we were probably like another week or so away from the deadline, that was when I came across Underground Dragon, aka Miko. And yeah, she literally she came in, she played the role of Yuri, and she did it like flawlessly. She has this thing I like to call a fluid transition. And it's literally just like, it's kind of like if somebody knows how to like do a certain accent or impression or whatnot, they just know how to turn it on. They don't need no prep time or anything. It's just like, no, like zero stance, as I call it. It's zero stance, meaning like if somebody said, okay, a straight up, call it, do this impression, they can do it on the spot. But like right before you even finish the sentence, they've already got it down. Just tell them to say, give them the line to properly say, and they'll just put on the accent and whatnot. That's what it was for her when it came to like her fluid transition. If I said, okay, hey, this line, you're just gonna be calm, cool, collected, do your normal thing, and it's just like, okay, hey, how's everything going? And it's like, I'm like, all right, turn on the insanity, like snap like a Kit Kat bar, go. And she's just like, I'll kill you if you go near him again. And I was just like, oh my god. And it's like, I can't do it like her, but you get the idea. But it's just like, it was beautiful. I couldn't really just resist it. I was like, dude, yes, thank you. I was like, oof. And then for the first episode of Week with Yuri, that's when I also came across Skyra Star on YouTube. She was basically the little sister in the Week with Yuri series because, the MC's got a sister in the combo verse. But yeah, she's actually pretty perfect because I don't know what it was. It's just like, it didn't take long for her. She came the same day as Onion Queen, like literally, like she came the same day, and as soon as I heard her voice, I was just like, I literally just messaged her like, yo, it's you. It's you. It's gotta be you. You gotta play this character. I was just sitting there like, what you call it? And it's just like, Like, literally, the gist for both her and Luigi was that they were going to be, well, I guess you could say my extras, but also my understudies. So it's like, if my main character goes down, I got a backup on deck. But it's just like, what you call it? And it's just like, she really was actually going to just try. I was literally just telling her, I was like, okay, look, truth be told, if any of my voice actors go down, or it's like they decide to quit, you're basically going to be the stand-in for them. And it's like, you're going to be playing these roles. So I just need you to know if you're good enough to play any of these roles. And she let me know. I was like, okay, hey, I can do Sayuri, I can do Natsuki. I might have a bit of trouble with Monica, but it could actually be done. Only one I couldn't do is Yuri. I was like, I'll take what I can get from there. As for what you call it, but I will say this though, when it came to Dragon, she actually auditioned for the role of both Monica and Yuri, and she was pretty good at both. I'm not gonna lie, she was pretty good at both, but I loved her Yuri the most. Truth be told, I was like, okay, look, I was like, all right, time to I'll just ask straight up, like, what you call it, because I remember correctly. She was like the second person to audition for Yuri, but she was also the first person to audition for... No, I got that wrong. It was Charlie. Charlie auditioned for both Monica and Yuri. She auditioned for both the roles of Monica and Yuri. And I was just like, all right, look, I like both your stuff. I really do. I like both your sets of auditions, but it's just like, I wanted to ask you personally, like, which one did you feel like you wanted to roll with? Because I was going to make you Yuri, but it feels like but it's like when I listen to your Monica, the one, I feel like there's more dedication into it than there is with your Yuri. So that was what I wanted to ask you, just straight up, just like, no harm, no foul, just like, tell me what you really want to voice. And she was like, I should be told I really love voicing Monica. I was like, okay. I was just like, set. What am I supposed to do? I can't complain. Right? She did both roles pretty well. I was like, what you got? No harm, no foul. But yeah. And then what you got? And then it's like, come the Dokiverse video, that's when, Proxy left before like episode 2 kicked it in a week with Yuri. So it was just like, I had a hard time finding another Sayuri to replace her, but that was when I met Elsa Lilybridge, who's now our current voice of Sayuri. But she's actually really, and she's pretty talented. She's pretty talented. She actually works with me on my job. I just came across. She was like one of the new recruits there, and it's like I was training her, and it was just like she just like got curious because she saw I was like down in the dumps, and I was sitting there kind of like frustrated, and she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Oh, nothing, mate." And you're just content problems. It's like, "Oh, really? What's up?" Oh, it was just like I was like, "Yeah, one of my voice actors walked down on me for my YouTube video." So I'm just sitting there like, "What you call?" Cause I'm just sitting there kind of like on struggle mode because I'm trying to find another one for this deadline hit. And she's like, "What you call it?" I'm down to do it. I'm like, "You got him." I can record on my phone. I got a quiet place to do it. I'm like, sold. And it's like, sure enough, I tell her to get Discord. I tell her to do this. And I'm just like, what you call? Send it to me via email, worst case scenario. And then sure enough, she did it. She got the lines done. And that was for the Dokiverse video. So, if you've seen the Dokiverse video, shoot, I did everything I could. The music was on point. To some degree. I ain't gonna lie, I was editing left and right. I was editing that video till like 3 a.m. almost every night, just to get to where it was at. Pain in the ass to do, but so worth it. Don't do what I do. Take your time with your editing. That's what I will say. Take your damn time with your editing. Okay? I'll say that much. That shit is, oof. It affects you, especially if you got work the next day. Don't do what I do. I do it because I'm super meticulous and petty about my editing. That's why I do it my damn self. I can't have anyone else do it for me, in my opinion. I feel like it's just like they're not gonna catch the same amount of vision as I want to. It's kind of like having an itch somewhere on your back or on your neck, and as soon as you go to scratch it, it moves to another spot. That's the best way I can describe it. As somebody like me who has Asperger's syndrome, that's what it feels like whenever it's something I feel like is just missing. It's like I'll have done something properly and right that somebody taught me the first try, and I was like, it'll feel like that weird itch is just there. And I was just like, damn, why do I feel like there's somebody will have showed it to me, and I'm just like, damn, I feel like I didn't do it exactly like how that last person showed it to me. And it's it turns out I've done it 3 times better than them, and I'm just like, and it's they'll tell me that I was like, I did. It was I don't know, I felt like something was off there. But yeah, no. Basically, to summarize all, my voice acting team, they're I don't know, man. It's like I basically set up my own voice acting Avengers first try. And, newest edition being Elsa, so she's obviously Spider-Man. So I think you get the references on that. But, yeah. So far, we're doing good. And, we're about to hit the deadline on our time frame here, folks. Appreciate the time that you took to listen to this podcast. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate the hell out of that. Start off point, I want to just say thanks. Follow your boy on YouTube, Amino, all of his other socials and all that. And especially Twitch at IronBatman96. Be on the lookout for my new comic dub video. It's coming out pretty soon. It's a slice of life series. That's all I will say because I don't want to spoil too much. You got to figure out what it is before the time kicks in. But most important of it all, I'll see you next time. It's Iron Batman. Signing off. Keep it lit like 96, everybody. And as far as the schedule goes for this, I don't know. I feel like I'll do this on my days off, and I'll announce it on my Instagram. So make sure you follow me on Instagram at IronBatman96. So that way you know the schedules that I'm going to do these podcasts. I won't say I'll do them every night, but I may do them like every other night. So yeah, I will say that much. I think it's fair enough to do that. Most importantly, you can hit me up on Twitter as well to talk about certain subjects that you feel like are important to you. And I'll try my best to voice my opinion on them. Won't judge you. You're human like me. That's the critical important part. So don't let anybody else take that from you. Keep it lit like 96, everybody. I'm out.